Now, coming down to the topic, I'll start with a small story, if you guys allow me. Back in 2019, I was working in a central bank. My name is Khurrum, by the way, Khurrum Mughal. I'm a professor, associate professor over here at Ikhwan University. Back in 2019, I was working in a central bank as an economist, and that's when actually COVID hit. So that was a shock to everybody. Now, the interesting thing we observed that we had no choice but to adopt to it, adopt to the changes it had brought in. Because right about that time, Microsoft Teams and Zoom kicked in, their platforms were getting better and better, and that actually drove the process of digital connectivity and the digital presence. So what happened at that time that even if you were a policy institute like a central bank, or you were in academia, or you were in a small business, you had to adopt yourself to the changes that were coming in. So those changes actually, although they drove technology to a new level, but it was a process of evolution. Now, with that process of evolution, it was necessary that we adopted to it. So the whole world turned into a digitally connected world. After that, from those platforms helped us have interviews globally, tap into remote work and all those things. So that actually not only opens up opportunities for us, but it also creates an environment where the businesses have to adjust themselves to the latest trends, which is now that the talent can move on. They can mobile themselves and go to other countries. They can work online. They can do remote work basically. So this whole shift, this whole change in the global dynamics has led to an environment where the Moroccan market has been affected itself, and the businesses have to adopt and adjust. And unless they adopt, there is a risk for them already. Just like if we did not adopt in the times of COVID, there would be a risk for us. So today's panel is about global talent mobility, but specifically its effect on Moroccan market, or basically Moroccan labor force or labor market. Now, there are certain thoughtful questions that we will be discussing, deriving from the experiences of the panelists, the wonderful panel that we have over here. So before moving on to them, I would like put in certain facts and figures that you must comprehend and digest to see why this topic is very important. Now, for example, in Morocco, by 2023, there were 5.95 million young people added between the ages of 15 and 24. Now, while keeping that in mind, the Moroccan unemployment rate is 13.3%. And for the age group of 15 to 24, it is around 36%. And for the age group between 25 and to 34, it is 21%. Now, again, keeping that in mind, let's look at the figures of education sector. Now, it has been reported again in 2023 and that academic year that 1.3 million students were enrolled in the university. That is a 6% rise from the previous year. Now, with all of this in mind, let us look at the figures. What are people doing because of this talent mobility thing? 35% people, there was a study by a French institute, IOF. Now, 35% of Moroccan students, after they graduate, they would prefer to settle down in France, US, or other developing countries. Now, that's a starking figure. What would happen to our companies over here? What would happen to the Moroccan businesses if that much talent is going abroad? Now, again, in 2022, around 60,000 Moroccan students were enrolled in universities abroad. That's again a very big number. And that is a 15% increase from the last year, which is 2019. Again, 70% of the students who were there, they prefer to settle abroad for the purpose that they have better career. They want to have better career paths. Now, this leads to this figure where around 8.8% on average population of Morocco wants to emigrate. They want to settle abroad for different reasons, for better livelihood, for better social security, for better salaries or all that. But that is way high then the global number, which is out of the global population, it is 3.60%. Of course, that includes the developing countries as well, because they don't need to migrate. Most of them are from developing countries. Now, the question arises that where are these people going? Now, a study by McKinsey shows that it is of like around 1,200 firms were surveyed, and 43% said that they had existing skills gap. And around 44% are saying that they would have skill gap like in next few years.